o en inglés, y aquí nosotros con mucho gusto les ayudamos a traducirlas. Y bueno, just a little bit in English, just to thank Vivian, Kayla, and Declan for joining us today, and of course, Lori, for all your help and follow-up and making this possible. Thank you so much for being here and looking forward for this session.
Thank you very much, Sofía. Okay, I'm going to switch to Spanish. Bueno, muchas gracias a todos por su puntualidad. Yo entiendo que las personas que están aquí con nosotros están pues interesadas en conocer un poco más acerca de Canadá, acerca de este convenio que tenemos, ¿no? Y como dice Sofía, estamos también contentos de estrenar esta nueva plataforma, ¿no? Y esperamos que esta sea pues el inicio de otras sesiones informativas en las cuales podamos ahondar un poco más. Muy breve, les voy a contar el consorcio de qué se trata. Nosotros agrupamos a las mejores universidades de Canadá. De hecho, estamos en un periodo de crecimiento, más universidades se están uniendo también. Entonces, también eso significa mayores oportunidades para ustedes, para que tengan mayor diversidad y puedan elegir cuáles son los programas que pueden estudiar en Canadá, financiados pues con FUNET y también con algunas becas de parte de nosotros. El consorcio o más o menos cómo nosotros apoyamos a ustedes en esta orientación. Hay una persona, un coordinador académico que se encarga de ver todo el tema de asesorías. Entonces, después de esta sesión o durante la sesión, yo les haré llegar el dato de contacto de esta persona para que ustedes luego, si tienen alguna inquietud más allá de la que pueda responderle a mis colegas Vivian, Ray o Declan, pues nosotros también podemos ayudarlos y acompañarlos en ese proceso de aplicación, ¿no? Una cuestión más adicional es que este partnership que tenemos con FUNET permite que nuestras universidades puedan otorgarles ciertos descuentos en programas que son muchos de ellos únicos en su rubro, ¿no? Y en las áreas de ingeniería, administración, economía. Entonces, ahora que mis colegas van a hacer esta presentación, pues siéntanse con la libertad de lanzar sus preguntas en español, en inglés, y aquí como se sientan más cómodos, y aquí entre Sofía y yo, pues haremos esta traducción y trataremos de resolver las preguntas con la mayor precisión posible. Okay, so I'm going to stop and I'm going to give the word to my colleagues at McMaster. So here with us is Vivian, Ray, and Declan. We're going to start with McMaster. So Vivian, the mic is yours. So go ahead, please.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I just wanted to confirm if everybody can see my screen again. Okay,
yes.
Perfect. Thank you again for the introduction and thank you for the opportunity of being here today. Very happy to be part of this partnership and to offer this opportunity to students from Mexico. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm one of the recruitment and admissions managers here at McMaster University. And I'll be your support person if you need if you have any questions, if you need to book a coffee chat, I'll be here for you as well. So I'll start introducing McMaster. My colleague Ray will continue. So I'll talk a little bit, and then on his share, he's going to talk about our main campus in Hamilton. So McMaster is a public institution here in Ontario, Canada. We are very well known for our health science programs, for our hospitals, research. So if you're joining the university, you're joining a truly global network. So these are some of the rankings. We've been ranked 116 in the world ranking, 4th in Canada, 30th in global impact. We are very proud to be within the top 10 business schools in Canada. That's the group. And as I said, when you're joining the community, you're joining that global community. So not only in Canada, but all across the globe. And we have a tradition on offering MBA programs. I will focus on the MBA programs today. We do have other programs, but that's going to be my focus today. So Ray is going to talk about our main campus in Hamilton and everything the city has to offer. I wanted to highlight Burlington because that's where the location of our campus for the MBA program. So if you're coming to join the MBA programs, you could be studying in Burlington. So we have everything and a lot of access to Toronto, the big city. Everybody knows Toronto. So we are a short ride by train or car to Toronto, but you don't necessarily need to live in Toronto. You can access the jobs, the co-ops, and all the opportunities that Toronto brings, but you can live somewhere else. So Hamilton is a great option. Burlington is also a great option to live. So very close, but also that smaller city feeling as well. And lots of opportunities, quality of life as well. So I'll talk about the MBA programs. I don't have a lot of time. We want to make sure we give you an overview, but if you have any questions, by all means, please we can dive deeper into the programs. So I'm going to focus on the two full-time programs that we have, the full-time MBA and the full-time MBA with co-op. Just putting the two programs side by side. The full-time MBA without co-op, the 20 months, is the more traditional full-time MBA. So we welcome students from any academic background. It's a very diverse class. And typically students in this cohort will have an average of about 5 years of work experience with a minimum of 2 years of work experience. So after you complete your bachelor's, you have to work for at least 2 years to apply for this program. And we see an average of about 5 to 6 years work experience. This is the schedule for the program. You have in any, like very similar to all the MBA programs, your first year, you have the core business courses, you have the exposure to the main areas of business. Second year, you can specialize, so you can choose electives to specialize. And we're gonna talk about that as well. What I wanted to highlight with the full-time MBA is that you have a chance to do a part-time job during your first academic year. So we guarantee you part-time jobs on campus during your first academic year. You can do a summer internship, so you can work full-time during your summer break, and you can be part of a managing consulting project as well. This is the MBA with co-op. So it's a little bit longer because it includes 3 4-month co-op terms. So for this program, we don't require work experience. That's unique for an MBA. Most MBAs will ask you to have at least 1 to 5 years of work experience. The MBA with co-op, because you work during the program, you don't have to have work experience. Any work experience that you have, it is considered an asset. So definitely not a problem if you have work experience. So for this reason, this program in the cohort, we see about 2 years of work experience on average. So neuro professionals looking to explore, to take advantage of those 3 co-op terms to build work experience or to change industry. The co-ops are paid, so you're also generating income as you're working. Very diverse as well. No need to come with a business degree to this program. You can come with any degree. This is the schedule for the MBA with co-op. You can see it alternates between academic terms and work terms. So you work, when you're studying full-time. When you're working, you're also working full-time. For both programs, we have the same specialization options. So these are the specialization options. You can choose to specialize in business analytics, health service management, strategic business valuation, marketing, and finance. You can also choose not to specialize and have more freedom when you're selecting your electives. That would be the general MBA. So just focusing on the career side of both programs. For the full-time MBA, you have that paid summer internship opportunity. You have the guaranteed part-time work. You go back to market faster because it's a shorter program, and you have that hands-on consulting project as part of your first year. With the MBA with co-op, you have the prepaid co-op terms where you can make about $47,000 that will help you finance the program itself. And you have a lot of opportunity to build that career curriculum. And that's how our career team is going to support you. For both programs, we have a dedicated career team that will support you with your job search, gaining experience, growing your network, building the skills for job search and for your career, and reaching your goals. So these are some of the examples of what you can do when you book a one-on-one career appointment with your career relationship manager. You can talk about strategies, you can talk about a very specific subject. Maybe you're interested in one specific area and you need help understanding that industry, how to approach employers. It could be simply a preparation for an upcoming interview. So there are many ways how they can help you on one-on-one basis, but there are a lot of group opportunities as well. So, sorry, let me go back. So this is the data for our graduating class of 2024, and that's combining both MBA with co-op and full-time. So 94% of the students graduating from that class were able to secure employment within 6 months, which is a great statistic. So you know what's out there for you after you graduate from this program. 85,009, close to 86 was the average salary. Remember, students come with different work experience, different industry experience, different number of years of work experience. That's going to definitely reflect on the outcome after you finish the MBA, but that's an average for you to have an idea. And these are the top industries where the students go. So students graduated from the MBA, a lot of questions that we get is like, where do they go? So these are the industries that our students went. It changes every year. We don't have specific targets, but 33% of the students went into finance, 24% in healthcare, 13% to consulting. Then you can see others there. And that's including education, government, and other sectors as well. So very diverse in terms of outcomes as well. In the MBA programs, both you have an opportunity to go beyond the classroom. So you can get involved in extracurricular, and that's really how you get that feeling of belonging. Be part of that community, develop outside of the classroom. We are very famous for being successful in case competitions and MBA games. Lots of opportunity for you to develop outside of the class, join an association, be a student ambassador, be a student leader. So lots of opportunities right there. I will talk about admissions right now. So our applications are open. You can start an application, you can save your progress. We have different rounds and deadlines, and I'm going to present that to you. In terms of the application, it is holistic, meaning the admissions committee will check every single component of that application: your interview, your resume, your previous academic achievements, so your GPA. We do require GMAT and GRE, but we can waive that depending on your GPA. So there's a lot that we provide. We provide support. You don't have to apply blindly. Book an appointment with us, attend one of the walkthrough sessions that we do, and we'll support you with that application. So you will be required to upload your transcript. If you graduated in Mexico and your program was not delivered in English, then you would have to present an IELTS or a TOEFL score with that. And again, if you don't have the GMAT waiver that we offer on case-by-case basis, then you would have to include a GMAT or GRE score. So the GMAT waiver is something that you can apply for before applying for the actual program. You can apply online, just upload your transcripts, and we're going to let you know whether or not you qualify for that GMAT waiver. So these are the deadlines. We do have a deadline coming up on the 17th this month. That's our early bird just for international applicants. You don't have to rush. If you're not ready by early bird, you have the October deadline, November, sorry, it's saying the wrong year, but it's November and in February next year. So today we want to focus on this opportunity that you have as being a student from Mexico and part of the consortium that we have. So for the MBA programs, we are offering an open number of entrance scholarship between 10 and 15%. So that's unique because we have this partnership with CALDO and FUNED, so you could apply for that. On top of that, every student applying for the program would be considered for entrance scholarship. There are in-course scholarships and awards that you can apply on top of that as well. So you can stop upon those awards. I do want to mention that McMaster is also offering a scholarship for the Master of Finance program. So if you're interested in Master of Finance rather than the MBA, you can scan the QR code and we can provide you more information about the program, but we also have one award of 10% tuition for that program. So I just wanted to be mindful of the time, make sure I leave time for my colleagues. If you have any questions, you can talk to Lori, to Sophia, or myself as well. I'm always available if you want to do a one-on-one coffee chat or send us an email. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Vivian. So I think Ray, you're gonna go second. Okay, great.
Hello, everyone. Just a second. Thank you, Vivian. And my name is Ray. I'm working as a recruitment officer in the Faculty of Engineering in McMaster University. And for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to present with you all things about the McMaster Engineering course-based graduate programs. McMaster University main campus is located in Hamilton, which is the ninth largest city in Canada. And the fun fact that we are actually the waterfall capital of the world. We have the most waterfalls per capita than any cities in the world. There are more than over 150 waterfalls across the city. And a lot of them are pretty close to our main campus. So you can go and explore by yourself, taking a short buses or ride. Now, the city of Hamilton itself is really well positioned. It's about an hour drive away from major cities like Toronto, Guelph, Waterloo, and famous Niagara Falls. For the McMaster Engineering program, all the courses or researches are happening in the main campus. So the McMaster campus itself, we consider ourselves as a mid-sized university, which really means we are having the benefits of both large and small university. We get benefits of a large university in terms of our international reputation and our ranking. As Vivian talking about before, we are top 2 in the province of Ontario and top 4 in the country and around top 100 in the world, and consistently one of the most research-intensive universities in Canada. We get benefits from a small university in terms of a tight community. It takes you about 15 minutes walk from one end of campus to the other. And so you often run into a very a lot of medium faces. The self-contained campus is really bicycle and pedestrian friendly. It's feel like living in a small city. And at the same time, the campus itself is about 30 acres, and we are surrounded by 300 acres of conservation space called Cooley's Paradise. So it's a giant oasis in our backyard. Lots of trials for you to explore. McMaster Engineering has a global reputation for excellence and ranked as one of the world's top engineering schools. The Faculty of Engineering plays a significant role in elevating McMaster University reputation as one of Canada's most innovative and research-intensive universities. When you're completing your engineering graduate study here, you will gain practical industry research experience and make industry contacts, a co-op working experience, prepare for a successful career in industry and governments, and you can start your own business and take a program in a different engineering field rather than different engineering field than your undergraduate degree. And we believe the diversity of thoughts can create global change and a brighter world for all. You will cooperate with industry partners, access to a network of leading researchers, and get supported through career plannings and professional development. And those are some of the diverse experiences that will fast track you on a successful career path. So what's in McMaster Professional Engineering course-based degree? So by complete that, you will it will contain 8 to 10 courses in course-based degree, and some courses you will have a very major projects, but all of those course-based programs you don't have to complete the thesis, and you don't need not like research-based master degrees. You don't have to find a supervisor before you apply. So, and the graduate study committee, after we accept you as a student, the graduate student committee will assign you a supervisor. We are offering 5 dynamic master programs where you can become an innovative problem solver and lead creations of sustainable solutions in a connected world. The first, Master of Engineering Design, and then Master of System and Technology, Master of Engineering, Entrepreneurship, and Innovation, Master of Engineering and Public Policy, Master of Manufacturing Engineering. They are all eligible for a co-op program. And we recommend a student to complete those 5 programs within 16 months. But however, the minimum to complete those master program is 12 months up to 25 months. There will be 10 courses in each program. The deadline is already passed on July 31. So we'll focus on the 2020. But if you're still interested, you can still contact us. We try to help you. If you would like to join us in the winter, if you have all the documents ready. But for the 2026 September intake, the deadline will be the February 28th next year. For all admission requirements, make sure all of those programs are required you to have 4 years honor bachelor degrees. However, different programs require different undergraduate subjects. For Master of Engineering System and Technology, and engineering design. We're looking for the students from not only engineering, but also the mathematics, science, technology, those areas. With the average, with the average like 37 to 36 system technology, 70 to 72 for the engineering design. For the Master of Manufacture Engineering and Engineering in Biomanufacture, this biomanufacture is a kind of a sub program underneath the manufacturing engineering. For those two particular programs, we require students to have an engineering degree, and your average for your undergraduate study has to be above 73%. The other two programs actually open to any disciplines of your undergraduate studies. Master of Engineering and Public Policy and Master Engineering Entrepreneurship and Innovation. And the minimum requirement to get in those programs is your final year's course, like the final years of your undergraduate study, and the average have to be over 70%. Let's talk about the application materials, all requirements. First, we need a CV, including academic and professional experience, presenting a comprehensive record of your accomplishments, experience, and qualifications. And a state of interest is a letter to explaining your interest in program, and unofficial transcripts from all post-secondary institutions you have attended. When you applied, we only required unofficial transcripts. However, when we accept you, after you receive I will ask you to upload, or your institution to upload the official transcripts. And we need 2 academic references that including the time of your online application. That's something you have to contact. I'll talk about later for references, some tips for that. And of course, for international students, if you're not from the English-speaking countries, you have to upload your IELTS or TOEFL scores. Make sure so you take the exam within 2 years. And for application fee is $150 and $60 for the interview fee. The virtual interview is also one of the mandatory requirements. I will talk about it a little bit later. Remember, only submit your application once. All of your documents have been uploaded, and you will have provided the contact information for your reference. Okay. That's some tips for some very key requirements. The first is statement of interest. Statement of interest is a crucial part of most graduate school applications. It's your opportunity to tell us about yourself. So your specific area of academic research interests is about research topics you want to work on, and how your past education and other experience have prepared you to be successful in the graduate program, and what your hope to achieve in the graduate program, and why this is particular program in mathematics engineering will be the best place for you to pursue your interests. So it's gonna be like a short essay format, and the maximum we accept is 2 pages. Some tips to find the recommendations. So find someone who can speak to you, to your academic background and ability to success. So focus on the academic referees who you work with very closely. And don't contact your reference at the last moment. Provide your reference plenty of time to create a strong letter of recommendations. Just talk to your potential professors or referees, like, are you going to be a referee of my applications? Talk to them earlier. Okay? And you may want to share your personal statement with your referees as well. So make sure you can they can have a better understanding of your performance. Okay. The last thing I would like to talk about is the killer talent interview. It's a virtual interview, and this is a mandatory requirement in order to complete your application. So after you submit your application and register for the online interview, you will receive an email inviting you to do the interview within 2 to 4 business days. The interview is also a one-way session. That means you can complete on your own time, and you will have opportunity to practice on the platform before you start actual interview. Remember, this is not an interview for your technical knowledge. We'll try to look at the students with a sense of cooperation, with a sense of helping each other. The sample question could be, I can give you a sample question about that, is describe a time when you design an innovative or creative solutions to an existing problem that was either accepted or rejected by the intended users or customers, and what improvement you have done. Something like that. Okay, so that's everything about the course-based program from Faculty of Engineering. So I hope you can be a part of change, be part of McMaster Engineering, and we'll welcome you on campus in the near future. In the screen, there's email address. You can, if you got any questions, just email us, enggrad@mcmaster.ca. Okay, we will respond to your email within 24 hours. Okay, thank you.
Great, thank you. I'll hop off mute here and I'll share my screen. Can everyone see the slides okay?
No,
Yes.
just make it in presentation mode. Okay, now it's good.
It's good now? Okay, great. There's always a little bit of complications. I have two monitors here. I really appreciate the time today for everyone in the audience. And thanks again for everyone from CALDO and FUNED for hosting us today. We're certainly very happy to be here to present our programs. We typically give a 45-minute to 1 hour overview of our programs. I'm going to run through a couple of them in 20 minutes. So I'll probably speak quite quickly and run through the content. But if you do have questions, feel free to email me afterwards. I'm always happy to point you in the right direction. Just to give a quick overview about Queen's University, we're actually an older institution than the country itself. So Queen's University began in 1841 in a royal charter issued by Queen Victoria. And we also host the oldest commerce program in Canada, which kicked off in 1919. So it shows an aerial kind of photo of the initial campus on the left, and then kind of contrasted to the modern campus on the right. I'll show another aerial view of campus in just a moment, but it is a beautiful place to go to school. It's right on the water, and a majority of our professional masters and MBA programs are hosted at our Kingston campus because we do actually have a Toronto facility as well. So campus, as I mentioned, the image on the left-hand side is Goods Hall, which houses our undergraduate commerce program. The old schoolhouse on the front portion there was actually the original infrastructure from that program in 1919. So there's lots of history both in the program, but also the physical infrastructure of Queen's and Goods Hall. On the right-hand side, it shows a little image of our Smith Toronto facility, which is right below the CN Tower in downtown Toronto. You have 360 views of downtown, the Rogers Centre, CN Tower, Lake Ontario, and it's where we host many of our professional master's programs like Master of Finance, Master of Management Analytics, which allows our students to work full-time in downtown Toronto and then take courses on nights and weekends at their convenience, kind of around that full-time employment schedule that they have. Kingston, Ontario. So this is the host of our full-time MBA program, our Master of International Business program, and our Commerce program. There's 3 institutions in Kingston. There's Queen's University, Royal Military College, and the St. Lawrence College. So it's a young and vibrant place to go to school. Most restaurants per capita in Canada, and just lots of fun activities for students to get up to on nights and weekends as a result of all of the young and vibrant activities going on through all the institutions that we house here in Kingston. So this is an aerial view of our campus. As you can see, it's a 15-minute walk to downtown, and we're conveniently located between Ottawa, Toronto, the bridge to New York in the US, and Montreal. And Goods Hall is on the left-hand side of that slide, kind of underneath that yellow arrow. But as you can see, we're very integrated into the downtown and the water and the rest of Kingston. So it's definitely a beautiful place to live, learn, and play while you're taking one of our professional masters or MBA programs. So the full-time MBA program, this is our flagship MBA 12-month program beginning in January. We have a rolling admission, so we already have students enrolled in the program for this year, and we still are accepting applications for the 2026 intake in January. So the first 6 months are core, where you go through all the business fundamentals. Then you move into the second 6 months with a specialization. So you can pick consulting, digital business, entrepreneurship, finance, analytics, marketing, and sales. And there's also an option to not pick a specialization, do a general second half, pick and choose electives that interest you the most, and also do an international exchange if that does interest you, if you're looking for additional international experiences. We also go to Toronto 4 times. So although we are running the program for the full-time MBA out of our Kingston facility, we're very attached to the industry in Toronto, our corporate partners, alumni networks, and so on, which we connect with during our 4 career trips and treks. We have a $20,000 scholarship available for the CALDO consortium, along with other scholarship and financing options. We actually have a 70% scholarship rate for this program in the range of $10,000 to $70,000. So 7 in every 10 students in our program are a scholarship recipient. It shows the schedule. I know I touched on it briefly, but the first 6 months roughly is that core. We have the orientation week before moving into those electives and specializations. A quick view of the class profiles available on the left. Average age 29, average years of work experience is roughly 4.7. We do have a 2-year work experience minimum, with kind of a soft maximum of roughly 7 or 8 years. And we have 24 countries represented in our 77-person class this year. So it really shows kind of how international our program is. We recruit from around the world, and we love the diversity that we host in the classroom. We were the #1 ranked full-time MBA program in Canada from the Financial Times most recent ratings, in the categories specific below. So we were #1 for career services, #1 for salary increase, #1 for return on investment, and also #1 for alumni network. We've had the #1 career advancement center in this full-time MBA space for the last 5 years, and the #1 alumni network for the last 2 years. But we know that return on investment piece is really important. So I'll actually drill down more so on that right now. So 75% of our most recent group graduated with a job offer before they even graduated the program. Almost 88% accepted a job offer within 3 months of the graduation at an average base salary at roughly $100,000, with additional compensations pushing it more towards that $140,000 region. But please note, you do require 2 years of work experience going into this program, which is why it may seem a little bit higher than normal. Our students do have a little bit of work experience going into the program, so they're entering into more senior positions after the MBA is complete. So we are a team-based MBA program, and a lot of these kind of trends will actually transition across our program. So all of our professional masters and MBA programs are team-based. So this mirrors the progressive workplace. As you can see on the team on the right-hand side, once again, that cultural piece, there's 7 different countries represented in the team on the slide, which really shows the cultural diversity within the program. Your employers after the program are going to look for interpersonal skills, presentation skills, leadership skills, and you're creating those competencies while working within your team. So we're mimicking the real world environment in your post-MBA career by providing you the opportunity to practice those skills within the team format. So how do we measure an ideal candidate? This would be similar across all of our programs. So academic or intellectual horsepower. So what's your undergraduate degree in? What grades did you receive? Do you have a CPA? Do you have a CFA? Do you have a GMAT? Do you have a GRE or a GMAT? That would all go into the intellectual horsepower. Then work ethic, your work experience. What are your references saying about you? Are you client facing? Have you received promotions? What type of company are you working for? Interpersonal skills is your interview that's mandatory, interactions that you might have with one of our application advisors or with someone like myself at one of the fairs. And then lastly, teamwork and coachability as well is very important. There's several coaches available within the program. You have a team coach, you have a career coach, you have an executive coach. So really looking at your team-based experiences going into the program to see if it would be a good fit within the structure of the full-time MBA. From an admissions perspective, we have an application form, you fill out the form, and then we have a real person reach out to you. So we have an application advisor reach out. You'll give them your resume, your unofficial transcripts, and and that will complete your pre-assessment. If you pass the pre-assessment, you have the work experience, you have the grades, we'll then ask you for the rest. So GMAT or a GRE, there are waivers. So depending on your undergraduate degree, what your post MBA goals are, and how sensitive you are to that scholarship, we could get a GMAT waiver available for you as well. If your undergraduate degree was delivered in a different language other than English, we will ask for an English proficiency test, along with a cover letter, 2 professional references, a video essay. So we use Kira as well. So it's a one-on-one platform. It's a one platform where you're communicating through a video essay. We obviously get the access to it afterwards. We watch it before we do your personal interview. So you'll interview online or in person at our Kingston facility with either myself or one of the other directors within the program. So the Master of International Business. So I'm going to run through a few other programs that are under the agreement with the CALDO consortium. So I'll go through these programs very quickly, but once again, all of this information does exist on our website. I just want to make sure I leave enough time for questions at the end. So the Master of International Business is another one of our Kingston-based programs where you take portion of the program here in Kingston, but then you actually go and study abroad for a large portion of the program as well. So there's a single degree option within 12 months where you can finish at 50 different partner schools around the world, or you can do a dual degree where you actually get a dual degree from Queen's and Smith School of Business, and then also whatever international institution you do that dual degree with. So we have 16 and 24-month options and 11 different country options for that dual degree. As I mentioned, the on-campus program in Kingston is delivered from Goods Hall, the same place as our MBA. And we do have a $5,000 CALDO scholarship put aside for this program, but there are other financing and scholarship options that exist for all of our programs. So you'll see that consistent kind of note at the bottom of these programs. You do require a business degree for the Master of International Business program, along with a few courses taken. Once again, the second you click apply now, you do that quick early kind of pre-check with your application advisor. So we won't collect all of this information and then find out that you're not eligible. You'll find out at the very beginning within a couple days of clicking that apply now button. So the schedule, I won't go too deep in this because obviously the schedule varies between the 16, 24, and 12-month options. But looking at the class profile, class is roughly 82 individuals, 67% are international students. And this is a direct entry program. So you can come right out of your undergraduate degree, but you do require a business undergrad. There is an internship option that we're introducing this year for the Master of International Business program. We're also introducing an internship option for our full-time MBA program that launches next year. So we're very excited about that. So there's lots of opportunities to get an internship and work in one of these international locations to really, once again, build your network, build your work experience, and allow you to kind of collect experiences in general in whatever country you take your dual degree or you do your exchange in. We also have a Master of Management, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship with a $5,000 scholarship put aside. This is a joint program with Smith Engineering, and you're learning the innovation and entrepreneurship in 3 phases. So I'll get into that in a second. So the 3 phases are innovation, startup, and fundamentals. So creating new ventures, innovation and practice, and then you do a project management on-site session. So this is sessions where you're coming to Kingston, and then the rest of the delivery you could do from wherever city you're living in. So there's a project management execution phase 2 before phase 3 is financing and scaling your project. And as I mentioned, I'll be going through these programs quite quickly. So the Master of Digital Product Management program is one of our newest programs as well, and you'll see this consistency of 12-month programs. So this one begins in May. All classes are held virtually aside from 2 on-site sessions. So if you want to live in a major market like Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, you're able to do that while visiting Kingston for those 2 on-site sessions. Classes are Tuesdays and Wednesday evenings, along with Saturday mornings that are designated for the program. It's across disciplinary degree built for change makers, provides knowledge to effectively manage digital transformations, initiatives, automation, micro-learning, etc. And we also have a $5,000 scholarship specific for CALDO in the FUNED within the consortium. So please reach out to us if you have any questions about any of these programs. Shows the curriculum as well. And if you're thinking of what type of role would I work in if I went through this type of master's program? VP Digital Product and User Experience, Director Digital Product Management, Director Digital Transformation, Chief Product Officer are all titles that our graduates are holding in this digitalized world post-master's program. The Master Management Analytics program, so harness the incredible power of data, 12-month program, study while you work. So that's an image of our inside one of our classrooms in the Smith Toronto facility. So as you can see, you have a view of downtown, and you're still able to work as you go within this program as well, which is very exciting. And there's a $10,000 scholarship put aside specifically for CALDO. In this sense, there's 2 immersive sessions in Kingston, and aside from that, you're taking your program either in a blended format or in an in-person format in the Smith Toronto facility. Shows some curriculum. So most of our programs will have a core and then some level of electives. So if you're interested in the electives, they're listed at the bottom, and then the core curriculum is listed at the top. Our professional master's programs are a little bit less expensive than our full-time MBA, for example, because of the amount of content you're taking. You're jumping right into that specialized format instead of learning all the business fundamentals. So as a result, you have less courses, less time interacting with professors and so on. So the cost is a little bit lower for our professional master's programs. Master Management Artificial Intelligence. So we're a bit ahead of the curve on this one. So we've had this program for 6 years, but you're really working at the intersection of business and AI, managing AI related projects. You're able to kind of speak the language of those technical individuals, but you're a translator to the rest of the organization as well. So it shows the curriculum there. There's one of our other classrooms in the downtown Toronto facility, but you're taking high performance teams, mathematics and artificial intelligence, analytical decision making, and so on. So it's definitely very a technical course, but you're also absorbing that leadership communication as well as a part of that team that you're going to be put in for this program. Master of Financial Innovation and Technology, so unique skills for success in leveraging new technology to bridge the gap between companies and their customers. Once again, 12-month program focusing on that fintech cutting edge space. There's a $10,000 scholarship specific put aside for the CALDO consortium. But once again, as with our other programs, there's lots of scholarship opportunities within the MFIT program. And you'll hear us say the acronyms a lot. So this one's MFIT, Master of Finance is MFin, and so on. So as I mentioned, the MFin program, Master of Finance Toronto, 12-month program without leaving your job. You continue to work in downtown Toronto, or you absorb a job in downtown Toronto while you're completing this program. You do require an undergraduate degree, CFA or GMAT, and there's a $10,000 scholarship put aside for that one. And then it shows the curriculum once again. So once again, there's the core curriculum and then a couple electives, which is very common within our professional master's portfolio. So in saying that, I know I was very quick and I ran through many programs within 15 or 20 minutes, but I really do appreciate your time today. And I'm certainly happy to answer any questions if there are any in the chat.
Thank you very much, Declan. I don't know, Sophia, if you have any questions, because we also had some people on Facebook following the session as well. So, Sophia, you let me know if you have any questions there, or just because I see someone here.
Miguel Carreras has his hand raised since the beginning of the session, so maybe I'm going to allow him to open his mic and speak. Miguel, ¿quieres hacer tu pregunta? Miguel.
Miguel está un poco tímido, creo.
Ajá.
Miguel, si quieres lo puedes hacer por el chat también, no hay problema. Pero si no, alguien más, si tiene alguna pregunta en general. Sé que es mucha información el día de hoy. Voy a pedirle a mis colegas que nos compartan sus presentaciones para que podamos compartirlas. I said that I'm going to ask my colleagues so if they can share the slides. So maybe what we can do is we can send to the students after. And also sorry.
Sorry, Laurie, maybe if everyone can show their screen again for 30 seconds with their contact information,
Yeah, that would be great.
It'd be helpful as well. So maybe we can go in the order of appearance.
I can go. Do you want me to go first? I'll share the contact. Oh, just let me put in presentation mode just for 1 second.
Mientras ponen la información de contacto, ¿alguien tiene alguna pregunta? Aprovechen para preguntar, que están aquí los representantes de las universidades.
Todo súper claro. Todo.
So I have a question. It has to do more with life in Canada. So coming from Mexico, where the weather is pretty much the same all year round, some people, myself included, were always like fearful of going to places where we know that it can be rough, especially during the winter. So maybe if someone has any insights on how to survive this, or how this is not that bad because the country is prepared for such a weather, that might be helpful for anyone just thinking about this.
I can start. So I'm originally from Brazil. So I've been in Canada for close to 20 years, but it was something that I had to adjust. And first year was like, I'm cold. So you learn with time, you learn how to dress. You're definitely not cold indoors. So classrooms, grocery store, your house, everything is set up for the weather. So everything is cozy. You can wear very light clothes inside, but definitely if you're exposed, like if you're waiting for a bus, or if you're spend the day outdoors, which Canadians do a lot in the winter. And I was surprised about that. I was like, I thought everybody hiked during the winter. No, a lot of people go out. So you will learn with time, and usually the universities will have resources for you, like international offices that will help you with that as well. How to dress, how to have a good booth to make sure your feet are not cold or wet, because that's like major. Make sure you cover your ears and head and stuff. So it's doable, it's manageable, and it's a Brazilian talking. So believe me, we survived. I haven't given up. I'm still here. So it's possible. If anybody wants to add to that, yeah.
Awesome.
I'm going to stop sharing just to give somebody else a chance. You can see my context, right?
Yes, thank you.
Okay,
And
so I'll stop sharing.
Declan is putting it in the chat as well. So thank you, Declan. There is one question on the chat. It's in Spanish. I'm going to translate. Can we work half-time with our student visa once we start our programs?
So I don't know who wants to take the question.
It's okay. I can answer that question.
Okay.
So the internet, normally, we will refer those questions to our immigration advisors. But let's say it's a very basic one, so I can talk about a little bit about that. For international students, if you would like to work part-time, make sure you have to apply the off-campus working permit. But some of the programs, for example, like McMaster Engineering, we offered a course-based co-op program. So if you're admitted by the co-op program, you will receive your working visa at the same time when you receive the student visa. So definitely you can work outside or what kind of programs. But for most of the master programs, you do have to submit your additional application for the working visa in order to work.
I just want to add something in Spanish regarding to the co-op program. Un programa de co-op es un programa que te permite o que tiene un componente de prácticas profesionales. Entonces puedes hacer esta experiencia práctica, pero también puedes tomar estos cursos de formación de tu propio programa. Y de hecho McMaster tiene uno de estos, el programa de co-op que ellos tienen es uno de los más conocidos en Canadá, y además tienen todo un proceso ahí que apoya para que los estudiantes puedan insertarse con grandes compañías, ¿no? Y poder participar en este tipo de experiencias profesionales o que requieran esta experiencia de trabajo fuera en alguna compañía. Entonces, yo les sugeriría que revisen esa opción, Co-op Programs, para que se familiaricen un poco más con esa información, pero si no, también en parte del consorcio, la coordinadora académica podrá darles mayor detalle sobre esa excelente opción. And another thing that I want to add, because I don't see any other question in the chat, but I want to share with you guys that my colleagues, Declan, and I don't know if Ray, but Vivian, I'm sure, they are going to be in Mexico, I guess. Vivian?
McMaster, we will be, not me, my colleague Ryan.
Okay.
Yes, we will be there representing the MBA programs.
So from the consortium, we're going to send a few invitations just to see if you would be interested in connecting in Mexico. And with Declan, like, I know that he's organizing something specifically, but I will be able to share more about this. And one more thing that I want to take advantage is that we will be, okay, I'm going to say this in Spanish. Vamos a estar en México en octubre 20 al 24. Y vamos a tener un evento también presencial. Esto es como news para Sofía, ya luego te contactaré. Pero vamos a tener un evento presencial también donde si ustedes tienen preguntas más específicas de otras universidades también, vamos a estar con representantes de nuestras universidades. Vamos a hacer uno de nuestros eventos que siempre hacemos en México y ahí también puedan conectar con cada uno de los representantes de cada una de las universidades que no están en este momento aquí, pero que también forman parte del convenio con FUNED. Okay, Ray, I think you want to add something else? Ray, your mic is off.
Ray, you're muted. We cannot hear you.
Yeah.
Sorry. The shared screen is the engineering mailbox. So enggrade@mcmaster.ca. So anybody interested in applying for engineering, McMaster, you can send an email to us and we will reply to you within 24 hours. I'm going to stop sharing for that one. So.
Okay, I'm just typing my email in case any of you guys want to contact me, and also the email for the graduate coordinator, which is the person that can provide advice in terms of the academic process for each of our universities. Okay, finalmente Miguel creo que se quedó tímido. Ya no dejó la pregunta. Ah, ahí está. Okay, ¿la lees tú, Sofía?
Sí, Miguel, it's about the level of English. For some reason, he couldn't open his microphone. So perhaps the question has to do with the level of English required for acceptance in the programs.
Okay, let's start with Declan. Maybe can you explain more about that?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we accept either a TOEFL or IELTS. So depending on the exam, there's like minimum required. So that would be the first assessment. And then the second assessment would be through your Kira interview and through your interview with your admissions representative. Are you able to converse in English? Because the content is delivered in English, all the presentations that you'll be delivering will be in English. You do certainly need to be fluent in English to succeed in the program, but that's a really good question.
Thank you. Ray or Vivian, do you want to add something else?
Yeah, so for us, it's similar. If you haven't completed your university degree in English, then you have to present a TOEFL or IELTS score. And I posted on the chat, IELTS, we want to see a 7, and TOEFL want to see 100. So these are the scores that we typically admit students with. And it's not a requirement that we can flex. Like really, as Declan was saying, it is a program, especially the MBA, lots of presentations, a lot of teamwork. So it's very important to be fluent in the program. So those are the requirements posted right there. The only way to waive that requirement is that they completed their degree in English. Thank you.
Okay, Ray?
Yeah, almost the same thing as Faculty of Engineering. I'm posting in the chat box. Our IELTS requirement is overall score of 6.5 with no band less than 6.0. For TOEFL, it's overall 92 with no band less than 20.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, last call. Any other question for my colleagues here? Yeah. Okay, ya no veo más, Sofía.
No, yo tampoco.
Okay.
Lottie, can I just add something quickly? Just again, I think all of us, all the university will have the right resources for immigration, for visa. We are not to speak about that, but there's general information. So I just wanted to mention that it's for all the universities here. Students completing a graduate level program in Canada are eligible to apply for a 3 years postgraduate work permit so they can stay in Canada to work after they complete their master's program. And we know there's a lot of things in the news, the change in immigration policies. the graduate level programs have not been affected in that sense. The students can still, if they want to, they can go back home. That's not a problem. But some students do want to stay a little bit after the program to work, and that's a possibility if they're completing the programs here in Canada. And yes, there are opportunities. Many of our programs that we presented here today, they have work components, internships, co-ops, and they can also work part-time sometimes. And then if they have both the study, the work permit, they can work during the study periods as well. So just wanted to wrap up with that. And if they have any questions, we'll point them to the right resources, just talk about their very specific cases. We are not by any means trying to provide advice, but just kind of general information that they can also confirm online.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vivian. Joana, para tu pregunta, sí, puedes escribir a Caldo y nosotros te podemos contactar con la facultad o con la persona adecuada para esos programas de graduate. Ahí está mi correo, pero bueno, te lo dejo nuevamente ahí. Me puedes escribir directamente.
Super.
Okay,
So
genial.
thank you again, everyone, for being here, for your time, and of course, for the support you're providing Mexican students. It gives me great joy and to see good universities wanting to bring Mexican students to their campuses. Thank you so much for your time. Lauri, muchas gracias por todo tu trabajo y por hacer que esto funcione. And I hope to see a lot of these students at some of these universities in the near future. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Sophia, and thank you to my colleagues. See you in the next session, hopefully soon.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.